The rain had been falling steadily all morning, turning the streets into a mosaic of reflections. Puddles shimmered with neon signs, and the air carried that distinct smell of wet concrete mixed with exhaust fumes. People rushed by, heads down, umbrellas shielding their faces, lost in the rhythm of their own busy lives. In the middle of it all, she sat on a cold, wet bench at the corner of the plaza. Her coat was thin, barely shielding her from the wind, and her shoes had holes that allowed water to seep in. Her backpack, scuffed and worn, sat beside her, the zipper half broken. Her name was Lily. She was exhausted, physically, emotionally, and mentally. Weeks of searching for work, weeks of rejection letters, weeks of fighting to stay afloat had brought her here, at the edge of giving up entirely. Her hands trembled slightly as she clutched a crumpled envelope, yet another rejection from a company she had applied to months ago. Her eyes scanned the bustling crowd, seeing the hurried lives of strangers who had no time to notice anyone else. Her heart sank. "I can't do this anymore," she whispered under her breath, almost inaudible against the pounding rain. But just as she was about to give in to despair, something shifted. A small boy holding a bright yellow balloon tripped near the fountain. The balloon slipped from his grasp, and before anyone could react, it rolled straight toward her. Instinctively, Lily reached out and caught it. The boy looked at her, eyes wide with surprise, and then smiled. "Thank you," he shouted over the rain, his voice pure and innocent. That smile, it was like a spark in the darkness. It didn't solve her problems, it didn't erase the rejections or the bills she hadn't paid, but it reminded her that she still mattered. That even small acts, even small recognition from strangers, could ripple through the world in ways she couldn't yet see. From that moment, Lily began noticing other things. A man holding the door open for an elderly woman. A young woman giving her change to a busker. A delivery driver sharing his umbrella with a passerby. These tiny gestures began to chip away at the despair that had seemed so permanent, reminding her that while the world could be harsh, it could also be compassionate. She stood and pulled her coat tighter, determined to keep moving forward. She had to keep trying, not just for herself, but for the small, fragile hope that kindness existed. That someone somewhere might see her struggle and respond in a way that could change her life. And that someone did. A few days later, she was passing through the same plaza, this time slightly better dressed, carrying a folder of resumes. She noticed a cafe tucked in the corner, its windows foggy from the warmth inside. The sign read, "Hope and Brew, Helping Hands Community Cafe." Curious, Lily stepped inside. The aroma of fresh coffee enveloped her, and she noticed posters on the wall. "Job opportunities for struggling youth, community helpers needed, your potential matters." She approached the counter, where a cheerful woman greeted her. "Hi, first time here." Lily nodded, hesitant. "Yes, I was just passing by." The woman smiled. "Well, we're always looking for people who care, people who notice. Can you help in the cafe? Or maybe with community events?" Something clicked inside Lily. The words, "people who notice," resonated deeply. This was her chance to not only survive, but to belong. She accepted, unsure of what her first day would bring, but willing to try. Days turned into weeks, and Lily poured herself into her work. She learned to make coffee, organize events, and help the community members who came in, each with their own burdens. Every small smile she received, every "thank you" from someone she helped, fueled her determination. One rainy afternoon, reminiscent of the day she almost gave up, a man entered the cafe. His suit was sharp, and his presence commanded attention. He was the owner of a local chain of businesses, and he had been scouting for people with heart, integrity, and resilience to join his team. He watched Lily assist a frazzled mother juggling groceries and a restless toddler. Lily noticed the man observing her but didn't falter. She greeted him with her usual warmth and compassion. Impressed, he approached. "You have a gift," he said. "You see people, you notice them, and in doing so, you make their day better." Lily felt a mix of shock and disbelief. I'm just doing my best," she whispered. "No," he replied firmly, "you're doing more than your best. You're reminding everyone around you that they matter." From that day on, Lily's life transformed. She received a full-time position with fair pay, benefits, and opportunities to grow. But more importantly, she found a renewed sense of purpose. She realized that while life can push us to the brink, a simple smile, a small act of recognition, or a moment of genuine kindness can be enough to keep someone moving forward. Years later, Lily would sit in the same plaza, now confident and self-assured, watching strangers move through their lives. She smiled, offering her hand to help someone drop their bag or picking up a balloon that had escaped a child's grasp. And in that smile, the one that had once sparked hope inside her, she changed the world for others just as her life had been changed by the boy with the yellow balloon. Because sometimes, all it takes is for a stranger to notice before you give up. That small act can ripple outward, creating a chain of hope, kindness, and resilience that no one ever forgets.